Hey there guys, welcome back to my Flosstube channel. It has been a hot second since I filmed, or at least it feels that way to me. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time at the beginning of this video just kind of catching up a little bit and talking about like all the crazy stuff that's happened in the past 2 weeks. And I'm planning to put little like video, what do they call them? Chapters, I think, through the video. So if you want to skip to a certain part, you can go ahead and click ahead to whatever you want to watch. I'm going to be catching up and then talking about my WIPs, and then I'm going to be spending some time hopefully trying to reorganize some of my cross-stitch stash. So yeah, that is what we'll be talking about today. So yeah, first off, like I said last week, I got this new camera with my tax return money, and I really, really love it. I'm really happy with like the filming quality and everything. It was a really awesome purchase. I'm really happy that I did it. However, it films in 4K, which is fine. I love that, but when I went to import the raw footage to my video editing software, it would not open the files. It kept crashing. And it was just like absolutely awful. My video software is several years old, not like extremely old, but probably 5 to 6 years old. So it just like wasn't really able to handle the files that I was trying to edit. So I ended up having to go and buy a different editing software. And so I do really like the new editing software, but it's taking me a lot of time and energy to sit down and figure out how to do even like the basic video editing on that program. I switched to Adobe Premiere, which I have used before. I took a photography class when I was in college, and for some part of the class we had to do some video assignments, so I dabbled in it a little bit for that class, but I haven't used it since, and that was like 5 years ago, so I'm quite rusty. But so that is why the last Flosstube video was up like 3 or 4 days later than I wanted it to be. And then I think it was 2 or 3 days after that video went up, I ended up contracting food poisoning, so that was super great. Yeah, so I didn't film that week because I was like dying pretty much. I'm doing just fine now, so don't worry about it, but yeah, that was like really, really rough. Aside from like the actual food poisoning bit, it took me like a whole week pretty much to recover, because I pretty much wasn't eating anything for like 2 or 3 days. And then I started to eat again, and my whole like stomach and intestines were just like all messed up, all out of whack. I was getting like really bad cramps and everything. So I really had to work on like rehydrating myself and like probiotics and stuff, which I really hate yogurt. So I'm trying to find like other stuff that was gonna help my gut heal from all of the purging. But yes, so I feel a lot better now. But then last week I didn't film a floss tube because the whole time that I had food poisoning, I literally didn't pick up any stitching at all. So I didn't have anything to talk about. So yeah, that brings us to now. I think you guys will be seeing this a few days after I'm filming, but today is Friday, March 25th of 2022. I'm just looking down at my laptop over here. I actually record my audio separately, so I have my laptop open all the time when I'm filming. But yes, 25th today. And yeah, so that is what happened to me for the past couple weeks. But yeah, the past week after like feeling better from after recovering from food poisoning, I've been stitching a lot, but only on one of my projects. So we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that really quick. And I have a couple other things to talk about too, so it's not just going to be like here's my one single WIP and that's it. Let me tighten up this frame so you guys can see it a little better. So this past week I have been putting in a metric fuck ton of hours on my Hannah Alexander X Make It Pink Odile cross stitch. For a short, I guess, synopsis of this project, if any of you guys are new to my channel, I do a lot of cosplay and costuming, and this particular design has been on my cosplay list for like 6 years roughly. I've been wanting to do it for a super long time, but costuming takes a lot of time and money and it's just not something I've gotten around to yet. So when I saw that this artist, Hannah Alexander, was working with a cross-stitch designer and giving them permission to make her designs into patterns, I jumped on that opportunity and I got several of them. So this is the first one I'm working on. I had nothing done on this prior to this past week. So here is where I'm at. I'll try not to hit my mic with the fabric. So this is a 36 count opalescent linen in the color Rose Murda, and it is from Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm stitching it on a Q-snap, and then I can't remember what store this needle minder is from. I literally just got it a couple days ago and I love it so much. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. It doesn't look like a lot of progress, or maybe it does to you. To me, when I show other people, I feel like they don't think that this is a lot, but this is a lot for me. So I started in the middle, so this is like roughly where her hips are. And I started with the highlight color, so this is kind of a brown. I think it's, I don't remember what DMC it is. And then I finished that brown on this page, so I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but the color that's like over here is actually a different color than the rest of it. So this pattern has a whole lot of blends in it, and if you don't know what a blend is, it's basically when you take one strand of one color, one strand of another color, and then you thread them both into your needle and stitch with them both at the same time. And you usually do that to help create a softer gradient between two different colors. So this brown color here is the highlight, and the like actual color of the skirt is going to be black. So this blend is a blend of DMC 310 black and this brown. I think it's 3772 or something. I don't know. But yes, that is where we're at. I'm ridiculously proud of this. I don't remember if I said this in this video or not. I apologize, but I've never stitched on linen before. Let alone anything as high of a count as 36 count. My eyes have a very difficult time focusing on the holes for this, so I ended up getting myself like a little a clamp kind of light thing, and I have it like set up behind the couch in the living room, much to my partner's dismay because it is very bright, but it really helps me be able to see the tiny little holes in this linen. So after I got that, I haven't really struggled with seeing the holes in this at all. The only time it gets really hard is when I have to do fractional stitches, which, like, if you can see up here, they're like absolutely tiny. So that gets a little bit hard, but otherwise, yes, that's where I'm at with that. Again, really proud of this so far. I have been spending like at least 3 to 5 hours a day on this, which is a lot for me. I know for some people that's like what they do on an average day, but for me that's a lot. So yeah, I'm hoping to finish like that blend color tonight, hopefully. And then I have one other blend in, it pretty much is going to fill in most of the rest of this area, and then I'll move on to a different part of this page. Sorry guys, I didn't realize that my camera was dying. So I had to go find the charger for it. So apologies for the different video angle. But yeah, basically, I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but I'm very proud of this. I can't wait to work on it some more. And yeah, that's where we're at with Odile. Like I said, I really didn't touch any of my other projects in the past 2 weeks, because one of the weeks I was feeling like garbage, and yeah, the other week I was just really busy with Odile. One other thing that I did work on, though, is if you guys remember from my last Flosstube, I talked about kind of wanting to start making some project bags, since I do have that like costuming and sewing background. So I did actually do that. Let me just take like some of the stuff out of this bag so you can see it a little more. It's already got cat hair all over it, so please ignore that. But yes, here it is. I'm really happy with how it came out. This is what the fabric looks like on the back, and then like for the front and stuff. And then the zipper pull, I had like a little planchette that I put on there. And I did interface it with fusible fleece, so it's nice and fluffy in the back. And I like the vinyl front because it helps me see like what's inside of it, so I don't have to memorize what all of my project bags hold within them. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. I think in the future I want to go with a little bit thicker of a vinyl. This stuff is like fine. But the project bag that I have, that I bought off of somebody else, I like their vinyl a lot better. You can even kind of hear like they crinkle differently. Maybe you can't hear that, but this one I think is a lot thinner than the other vinyl. So I'll use up what I have, obviously, because I don't want to waste it. It wasn't like expensive at all, but I just don't want to throw away a bunch of plastic if I can help it. So yeah, I will definitely make a couple more of these for my other projects. This one I've been using for Odile. If you can see, there's a highlighter in there. If you guys don't know, I'm kind of old-fashioned when it comes to cross stitch, and I really like using paper patterns. So I don't think I can like show you most of this, but I do like highlight the squares that I've done. That's just how I prefer to keep track of my stuff. Sometimes I don't highlight squares at all, and I just go based off of memory. But yeah, this stitch is a little bit more involved, so I have been actually keeping track of my stitches. But for like some of my other projects, I'm really sorry, hold on. Okay, I didn't want to keep like crinkling as I was restuffing that bag with the pattern and the floss. But what I was saying is like some of the other patterns that I'm doing and like a lot of the stuff that I usually do, they don't like, it's really easy to tell where you are. So for example, my Pokemon cross stitch, I can just put in a picture of it because it's like in my closet. Oh, I'm filming in front of my closet today, by the way. I don't usually film here, but I needed a little extra space for the organization portion of this video. But anyway, yeah, that one, it's really easy to tell like where you are because it's pretty much like 150 individual small, like roughly 20 by 20 cross stitches that are just all on one huge piece of fabric. So it's really easy to tell like where you are in each outline, and like, yeah, it's just super easy. So that's not something that I worry about doing highlighting on. Another thing to touch on is, once again, WIPGO. I do not have my WIPGO journal in here right now. It's like in another room, and I really can't be fucked to go get it, so I'm sorry. But I did sit down and think about what I wanted to do for my WIPGO board, because this has been like a whole topic every time I film for Flosstube, which, wow, it's been like 3 whole times now. This is my 3rd video, so. But, yes, so I think I've decided, Oh, if you don't know what WIPGO is, it's kind of like bingo, but for your WIPs, your work in progress, WIP. So it's just a way for people to work on more of their projects. Basically, there's somebody who runs it, and every month she calls like two numbers that you are supposed to get done by the end of the month, or not. You can do them pretty much whenever. There's rules are very loose, but that's the general idea. And if you're interested in what my WIPGO board looked like before, you can go watch my previous floss tubes. Really, either one, you can see what my WIPGO looked like. So I think I decided I'm going to do one row that's just for my Pokemon cross stitch, and I'm going to change it to be doing 6 outlines or 6 color fills. So I think I'm really close to being done with the outlines, so I'm going to try to like finish all of those first, and then once I finish those, then I can work on the color fills. So I think that'll be good. That's definitely a very reasonable goal for me to have in a month. I'm going to have one row for my Fox Autumn stitch. I'm just looking over at it. It's taunting me. For that one, I decided I'm going to change it to being working on it for 5 days, or like 5 sessions pretty much in a month. As I talked about last time, I think my brain just gets a little bit upset about like tracking time and stuff like that. So I think it's just a little bit easier for me to say, okay, I worked on it today, like, good job, as opposed to trying to like time myself, especially because like I like when I sit down to work on my cross stitches, I very rarely sit down and focus intently on it for like more than, I don't know, 30 minutes at a time. I usually need to take a lot of breaks to like look at my phone or watch something on TV, go get a snack. I just like really can't keep my attention on it for that long. So it's really hard to like figure out exactly how much time I've spent on each project because of all the breaks I have to take. So I think it's just going to be easier to say, yep, I worked on it for 5 different occasions this month, so that I've met my goal. So we've got that. In the middle row, there is a free space. So the middle row only has 4 projects instead of 5 like all the other rows do. So for the middle row, I actually did decide that I want to put my That Which Does Not Kill Us Sal on there, because as you can see, I have not touched this since before I started making Flosstube videos. At this point, I am, I believe, 4 or 5 weeks behind, which is fine. Like, I'm not mad at myself for that. I just need to remind myself to like actually spend time on it, because I do really, really love that project. And I love how it's coming out. I love all the new drops that we've been getting, but I just like don't work on it. I can't explain it. So I think putting that onto my WIPGO board will help me catch up. And I decided that for each of the squares, it's going to be doing 2 drops. So for this Sal, what that looks like is 1 week we will get the fill. And this is a toxic plant Sal. And it's kind of got like a witchy Victorian era vibe. So 1 week we'll get like the plants that go inside, and then the next week you can kind of see I've started the outline of a bottle. So you'll get the bottle and the name of the plant, and those will be for 2 separate weeks. So if I do the fill and the outline, then I'll be caught up by 2 weeks, and that'll be really helpful. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try to do for that. And I'm putting it on the middle row just because, like I said, there's only 4 spaces, and I don't think there's that many drops for my Sal, and also it goes pretty quick. So I think if I start working on it again, I'll like be able to do more than just the 2 drops that I wanted to get done for the month, so I think that'll be really good. For the fourth row, that is going to be entirely dedicated to Odile, which I just showed you. That is going to be the same as the Fox Autumn, where it's going to be 5 days in a month that I work on that project. And for the last row, I'm tossing up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 of the squares as Odile and 2 of them as my Bohemia cross stitch from Gecko Rouge. That was my initial plan. However, literally today, my Bohemia kit finally shipped. If you guys don't know, Gecko Rouge, they do only kits, so they put all the flosses and everything together for you, and they're all like done by hand. So I ordered this kit on March 1st, and it's literally taken the whole month for them to process and like make my kit, which is absolutely fine. I just like wasn't sure how long it was gonna take for that stitch to arrive. But now that it's shipped, it should be here hopefully like 1 to 3 weeks. We'll see how fast shipping is from overseas right now, because they are based in England and I am in the US. But yeah, I'm like really, 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 really excited about that stitch. I like lost it when I got the email today saying that it had shipped. So I think I'm just going to dedicate the whole last row of my WIPGO to Bohemia. Like I said, I didn't know quite when she was going to be here, so I didn't want to like dedicate a whole row to her and then have her not come until like July or something, but it seems like she should be here sometime in April, so I think it's fairly safe to dedicate a row to her, so we'll see. And that will be the same as the others, where it is five days worth of cross stitching on that. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that's everything I have to update you guys on when it comes to WIPs and also personal updates. So I think we can get into talking about like organizing all of my cross stitching stuff. So I'm going to pause recording, move this footage over onto my laptop, and then rearrange a little so that we can get going with the organizing bit. I'm so excited. I love organizing stuff. Okay, hello. We are a bit cramped right here, but my bedroom does not have that much space. So this is what we're doing. I feel like the lighting is weird. The sun is going down. It's like 6:15. So anyway, yes, so I got this little rolly drawer guy. This is from Michaels. Is this not focused on me? Pay attention to me. Hello. This is just one of the like Michaels drawer system things. They literally didn't have this in any of the stores anywhere near me, so I had to get it shipped to me, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, so it's here. My partner very graciously and lovingly built this for me today, because I hate building furniture. I'm not bad at it, I just really hate it. So these flosses from the thumbnail are a very small part of my floss collection, would you believe it or not? But let's see, where should we start? So one of my Flosstube acquaintances, she's literally like my favorite Flosstuber. I watch all of her videos. Her name is Jess. I believe she just changed her channel to Cross Stitching Smiles, because now she's sharing it with her almost husband. They're getting married very soon. But in her most recent Flosstube, which was episode 15, I believe, towards the end, she kind of posed an open question to the audience about like, hey, how do you guys store your floss? Because like, I don't know what to do. And coincidentally, I had already planned on filming this video today anyway. So I thought I would very pointedly say like, hey, I'm going to talk about my floss storage now. Just in case she watches this. I know she said she sometimes watches my channel. So hi, Jess, if you're here, this is kind of for you, but also I was going to do it anyway, but we'll say it was for you. So I keep pretty much all of my floss in the, like, I don't know what these are called, bobbin cases. However, I have like a kind of a crazy situation going on, so we'll talk about that. But first, I guess we can just like look at the actual case. So I prefer to bobbinate my embroidery floss. I've literally just always done it that way, and I find it the easiest for me to like organize. So I do not pick my own colors for my patterns. So I just have my flosses in DMC number order. That's just what works the best for me, because again, I don't pick my own colors, so I don't ever need to be like, what shade of blue do I want? I wish I could look at all my blues together. That's not really something that I ever encounter. But I do encounter, I need number 605, and I have no idea where that is, so that's why I have them in number order. And you'll see some of these holes are like kind of empty. That's just because I've pulled out the bobbins and they're currently in project bags with projects, like they're being used for something. So yeah, that's pretty much what my system looks like. I have two bins of stuff that's completely bobbinated. I think that once I'm done with Odile, because let me try to fold over so you can't see. Oh, let me just pull the whole thing of floss out. When I'm done with Odile, I'm probably going to need to like almost get another box for all my thread, because there's a lot of different floss for Odile, but this is all my Odile floss, and literally all of it I had to buy new pretty much. So yeah. But yeah, so what I do is I store all of my DMCs in these bins when I'm not using them. And then when I need a color for a project, I will just sort through to see if I have that color. If I do, I will pull it out. If not, I just make a note to myself so I know to buy it whenever I go to the craft store. And then I personally like to keep my bobbins on these like metal rings. So they just kind of close like that. This one's a little janky. I don't know why. I have like 4 of these, and this one's the only one that like doesn't want to stay closed. So I don't know what's up with that, but this is what I usually do. The only thing about this is it looks a little dramatic. We're not gonna lie here. It looks a little dramatic. And usually I don't have an issue with that because I do a lot smaller projects with stuff that doesn't have that many colors. Like for something like the Pokemon stitch I'm working on, I would only pull out the colors for like, I don't know, 3 Pokemon at a time, and it would be like maybe a dozen or so colors, and it's a lot more manageable than like how many ever bobbins are on that thing. Plus also I have like some loose skeins in the project bag as well, because some of the numbers, it said in the pattern that I was probably going to need 2 or 3 skeins of it. And I don't want to like make a whole separate bobbin for the same number when like I already have a bobbin of 310. I don't need like 2 more bobbins of 310. I'll just wait till it runs out and then I'll refill it. So I think what I'm planning to do for my projects that have a lot of colors like this is I think I want to get some floss away bags, which are pretty much just glorified Ziploc bags. And then I will store each bobbin in a floss away bag, and then if it has an extra skein or 2 that goes with it, I can put that in the floss away bag as well. And then I'll keep all of the floss away bags on this ring instead of just the individual bobbins. I think that'll cut down on a lot of like this type of dramaticness going on. So I think that's what I'd like to do. But otherwise, that's my system usually. In the like large side compartment here, I've said this before in like my first video, I use DMC pearl cotton for some of my projects, specifically the Pokemon sprites. I've just always done it that way. So I keep that in there. I also keep like extra packs of needles, and sometimes I keep like full skeins in here if I accidentally buy one that I already have or something, because I've definitely been known to do that. And then in this one, holy moly, I literally have like pearl cotton that's still threaded on a needle that's just kind of all over the place. But I have some skeins like jammed over here that need to be bobbinated. So I'll get to that one day, I promise. Yes, so those are like my main floss things. So here's the rest of the story. That is like my ideal primo, just A+ ideal floss system would be. Everything is bobbinated, everything is numbered correctly. I just pull things out as I need them, and then when I'm done with the project, I put them back. I think it was about almost a year ago. It was sometime last summer. I had like a friend of a friend of a friend who was selling a lot of embroidery floss, like a lot. And when I say a lot, this is like a quarter of it, and these are all like full. I it's a bit overwhelming. I have like an entire drawer of my dresser over here that's just filled with these like boxes of unbobbinated, unnumbered floss. I got this for like an insanely good price, so I'm not mad that it's like disorganized as heck. Sorry, I bumped my mic. But like I immediately need to find a solution for this, and I don't know what that is going to look like. Basically the girl who I bought it from, she had divided all of the floss into color families. But that's like as far as she got. This one has some metallic threads in it as well. But like, it's just so much. I do have a DMC color card, which if you don't know what that is, it's literally a chart of all, this folds out like a bunch. This is a chart of all of DMC's colors. And for a hot second, my partner and I thought that we were going to go through all of these bins and just like joop, 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 color match all of them and number them with DMC numbers, even though these are not DMC threads. You know, we figured we could like pretty easily match them up. It was so hard. It was so hard. Yeah. So, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. I might just like use it on a case-by-case basis. I'm probably definitely gonna use these for my Pokemon project, because I feel pretty confident in my ability to choose colors for those. And I'm probably just going to try to find the closest possible match to the called for DMC. But yeah, I have so much floss. I'm not exaggerating. I have 16 of these in my bedroom and another 2 with variegated floss in my craft room, which is like in the back of the house because I don't really use variegated floss very much. Yeah, so that's a whole thing as well. With like the organization I'm going to be doing today, I don't think any of this unnumbered floss is going to be included in that, just because like it's just too much. So if any of you guys have any like advice or any pro tips that you think I should use for my massive amount of unnumbered floss, please let me know. I don't want to get rid of it because like it's just so much and I feel like it's such a waste to get rid of it. I know that like some people can be really particular about what brand or what type of floss that they're using on their projects, but like I'm just making cross stitch for fun. And like I don't really plan on like dousing my projects in hot water and watching all the dye leak out of the threads or anything. So I don't really mind if it's slightly lower quality than DMC. That's not really an issue for me. So, but anyway, I just need a way to like actually be able to use it effectively. So again, if anybody has advice, please let me know. I would love to hear about it. But yeah, so back to like what I'm actually trying to talk about. This little guy has 5 drawers, and I think they're all the same size. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna do like a drawer for my WIPs, a drawer for my like numbered floss, and I have a bunch of fabric that I need to put as well, and I also have like patterns and stuff. Okay. So let's start with the easy thing. So I think in the first drawer it'll make the most sense for me to put my WIPs in there, as long as these project bags fit. Do these? Oh yeah, no problem. I'm gonna put this one in upside down because I have the pattern like facing out, and I don't want to like get in trouble for showing the pattern. This is Odile, and the one underneath is That Which Does Not Kill Us. So I've got those. I think I could fit the actual Q-snap for this as well. Yes. Do not yell at me for this, I swear. I care very much about my projects, but that one I work on like a lot. Like pretty much after I finish this video, I'm gonna pull that out to work on it. So I'm not really too concerned about the fabric getting dirty because it's going to be out anyway. If I ever plan on putting it away for any like amount of time, I promise I will take it off the Q-snap and put it into the project bag where it can be protected. But for now, it's going to be loose in that drawer. So again, don't yell at me. This drawer, I think I'm going to, my fox cross stitch is like across the room. I think I'm going to put that in this along with like, where did I put, it is such a mess here. Oh my god. Okay, well first off, this is the hoop that I've been using for my That Which Does Not Kill Us cell. So I'm going to put that, I just like slammed my neck. I'm just going to put that in there because I don't know when I'm going to work on that. I found my patterns. I put them behind me like a big smart person. Let's see. These have like low-key been kicking around in my closet for a hot second. Literally, my closet doesn't have a door. Wow, you can see my like bougie shoe collection. So it's pretty much just been on the floor of my bedroom, but just in the closet section of my bedroom. So, but anyway, like I said, I like paper patterns because I am an old man. So this is for my Fox Autumn stitch, in case you guys forgot what it looks like. This is like half of it because the top, oh goodness, that shouldn't give too much away. The top of it and the color code are over next to my actual stitch of it, but I'll go ahead and put this part of it in here as a reminder to put a reminder to myself to put the rest of it in this drawer as well. Okay, I also have the That Which Does Not Kill Us Sal. I think this is all of it that I have printed right now. It is quite beefy because this is like the whole frame plus multiple drops. So technically this like is supposed to go in the project bag with that Sal, but like this is all old drops. So I think I'm gonna be bad and put it underneath of this. When I'm finished with all my projects, I'm planning to make like one of the tracks, and this came cracked, so now I have to struggle. There we go, we got it. I think I'm gonna make a binder for all of my patterns to put them in when I'm done. Yes. Okay, so this, I can't like show the front of it because again, this is like a full pattern, but this is like a huge chunk of paper. This is for my Pokemon stitch. It is a lot of pages. Let me see. Not including the color chart, this pattern is 20 pages. So he beefy. My Pokemon stitch is on a scroll frame. So obviously that's not going to fit in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the pattern in here and call it good for that. And yeah, like I said, I am going to put my fox stitch in here too. So this will be, I think you guys can kind of see, it'll be a little bit more full than this because I'm keeping that project on the hoop because it is going to be finished and framed in the hoop that I'm stitching it in. So yes. Third drawer, let's, if you see any skin, I don't think you can, but I promise I'm wearing shorts down here, so don't mind that. This drawer, I think I'm going to put my, actually organized DMC. Oh, I can't. Oh, that sucks. Oh my God, that sucks. That's okay. I think then what I'm going to do is, I'll put some of my fabric in this drawer too. So I'll put the other numbered DMC bin just down a drawer and that'll be fine. I'm going to put the color chart in with this other box as well, just because I don't like reference the color chart all that often. So next, pretty much one of the main reasons I wanted to do this organization is because I literally just have just huge cuts of Aida and linen just laying around my room. And I am naturally a very organized person, and having all this shit laying around is making me so anxious. So these are my 2 cuts of fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics. These are for some other Hannah Alexander designs that I was talking about before. If you guys want to see what they are going to be for, you can check out my last Flosstube, number 2. And I showed pictures of the patterns and everything. After that video, I just refolded these up and put them back in the plastic sleeves that they came in. So I'm just going to put them into this drawer as is. I think that's gonna keep them not dusty while they're in storage, because it's probably going to be a couple years before I get to stitching these projects, so I want to make sure that the fabric stays not gross. And then this drawer that has the other DMC bin, I have all these random pieces of Aida that are just in my house. I think that's all of them. I also have this is a piece of plastic mesh. This is a 14 count plastic mesh, and this is actually what I used back when I used to make Pokemon sprite magnets. I can see if I can find a picture of them to put them in. It's literally just cross stitching, except it's on plastic, and then when I was done I would cut around them and then hot glue a magnet onto the back, and then it was a magnet. So definitely keeping this around in case I want to make those again for whatever reason. But yeah, I think all of this is not all of it, but most of this is offcuts from my partner and I's current large Aida projects. So I'm working on the Pokemon one, and he is working on this really huge cross stitch of this guy from Castlevania. I've never seen Castlevania. I'm such a bad anime fan. But it's this dude that he really likes. So he's doing a really big cross stitch of that guy. And so we had to get these really big cuts of Aida. And so as we figured out exactly how big the stitched area was actually going to be on the fabric, we trimmed, amounts of it off. Just so we had less fabric to deal with. And this might seem like a stupid amount to keep to some people, but this is really good for if you just want to do a really small, quick project. This would be the perfect size if you cut it into 4ths or something for just a little baby size project. So definitely keeping that. And then this, if you can see, this is still folded a couple times even. This is much bigger. So this is definitely something I could use for a more sizable project. I've got some off-white Ada here. This is more of the white offcut, and then this is also off-white. This is the Ada that I'm using for my Fox Autumn stitch. It came in a roll, and it like will not unroll. It's just like permanently rolled. It's not permanently, but like, you know what I mean. I think it was starched in this position, so I don't I don't know, because like I don't think it can fit like that. So I guess this guy's just gonna go into the bottom drawer alone. So sucks to be that guy, I guess. Maybe this guy will go down there too, because he's catching on the drawer a little. And then this can go in the bottom too. I'm probably not gonna use it right away. Okay, that is decent at least. That is significantly better than having all my shit all over the floor. It literally, I had like my Odile stitch just sitting against my bookshelf on the ground. So, although she seems haphazardly jammed into this drawer, it is much improved from the system that I had before. So, I'm very pleased. This is also on wheels, so hopefully I can find a spot in my room. That's a whole other thing. I need to finish my spring cleaning and figure out where exactly this is going to live in my room, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I think I've been talking for literally forever, so I hope this was interesting for you guys. I hope I have more WIPs to show you next week. I'm so happy that I'm feeling better. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to spend some time working on my WIPGO, because I'm pretty behind, and numbers for April are going to be called, I think, in 2 days. So, I just bumped my tripod. I'm just chaos today, apparently. But yeah, I don't think that I will be completely caught up for next month, but like I'd like to make at least some progress on my WIPGO. I think right now I only have one of the 6 called numbers completed, so even like with how I've updated, no, I have 2 of them completed for sure, so that's not too bad. But yeah, we will see. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate the support I've been getting on these videos. Let me know what you guys are working on down below. I would absolutely love to hear about it. And yeah, stay warm and enjoy the start of spring, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!